what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy.
In South Africa, things are spicing up, and at the center of it is EFF leader Julius Malema. Let's dive into a heated clash between South Africa's fiery EFF leader Julius Malema and US President Donald Trump.
You know, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But
Trump's use of Malema's speeches to push for a debunked narrative of so-called, quote-unquote, white genocide in South Africa.
Shoot to kill, kill the poor, the farmer.
These are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death, 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 horrible death. Death, I don't know. To pick anyone, white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws, and this is all. I mean, I'll give these to you. So when you say what would I like to do, I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couple say that they were attacked violently.
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is?
Well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried.
It all started during a high-stakes meeting in Washington, D.C. between South African President Cyril Ramaphosa and Donald Trump to ease diplomatic tensions between the two nations. But things took a wild turn when Trump reportedly pulled out a TV screen and played clips of Julius Malema, leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, speaking at rallies and in Parliament. Trump used these clips to argue that white Africans are under violent threat, a claim widely discredited by experts.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights down. Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South African occupy land. That's who we are. Honorable member, what to do? I can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament. Honorable. Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill. Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Pa, 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 pa.
To kill. Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what. And I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there. He said they want to take your land. They take your land and they kill you. It's okay, and they say it's okay to do. Now we're going to talk about it. But this is a tremendous look. This is a story recent. These are all people that recently got killed.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it can get any worse. These are, and you know, the men that you saw, the people that you saw in that movie, those are officials. Those are people that were in office. They had one march, they had a dance in your parliament, whatever you may call it, legislature.
Well, let me clarify that.
Yeah.
These clips, often taken out of context, have been a favorite among some US political figures to push a narrative of racial violence in South Africa. But what did Ramaphosa say? He stayed calm, dismissing the claims as baseless and emphasizing South Africa's broader challenges. But Malema, he wasn't staying quiet.
Let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
Nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now
The farmers are black. The farmers are not black. I don't say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed. Their heads chopped off, they died violently. And you know, I mean, we're here to talk about it, and I didn't know we'd get involved here, but I will say this, that if the news wasn't fake, like NBC, which is fake news, totally, one of the worst, ABC, NBC, CBS, horrible, but if they weren't fake news like this jerk that we have here, if we had real reporters, they'd be covering it, but...
Julius Malema, known for his bold and unapologetic style, took to social media to clap back at Trump. In a series of posts, he mocked what he called, quote-unquote, all men gathered in Washington gossiping about him. Malema didn't hold back, accusing Trump and his allies of using misleading visuals to fuel a false narrative.
People are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South African occupy land. That's who we are.
Honorable member,
you want to do, you can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Honorable.
Malema's response wasn't just about a defense. It was a challenge to the global spotlight on South Africa's complex issues, and he doubled down on one of the EFF's cause mission, land reforms. So, what is the deal with this white genocide claim?
And the farmers that we've met here today are saying they are happy to stay in South Africa. All they need is for us to work with them to address the challenges they face. One of them is rural roads. They want us to work with them, deal with it.
I don't believe in running away from problems. You know, we've got a lovely country and we make it work. And especially Afrikaans people, I think since we came here, we always made it work. It doesn't matter what happened, you know, in the past and so on. We always look up and just make things work.
I feel nothing. I'm happy for them. They must go back home. I agree that's where they come from. They must go back home and seek refugee at home. How many foreigners do we have in South Africa that comes each and every year to seek refugee in South Africa? So why must I feel something about them going back home?
There is no white genocide here. It's an absolute rubbish to say there is white genocide. There is black genocide in the USA. They are killing black people in the USA. My view is that Donald Trump is contributing in this debate which is going on. And in the process of contribution, Donald Trump made a similar contribution that were made by white people, all of them, in the hearings, in the public hearings. Donald Trump is not saying anything we have not heard from white people in all the hearings. I even commented and said, I'm still to meet a white person who support expropriation of land without compensation. So why are you shocked? I see leaders of the EFF and everybody responding to Donald Trump. I don't have time for nonsense.
For years, Trump and some of his political allies have pushed the idea that white South Africans are being systematically targeted. They often point to Malema's fiery speeches as evidence, but here's the truth. Analysts human rights organizations and even South African government officials have reportedly debunked this narrative. South Africa's crime rate is high, but studies show no evidence of racially targeted violence against white South Africans.
We want to make it categorically clear to the President of the USA that we are going to expropriate land without compensation and pursue legislative measures to do so, and no threat will stop us. His misinterpretation of the Expropriation Act, which is a mild and cosmetic intervention, is an assessment of a measure that is going to be pursued through the amendment of our constitution as South Africans, and there is nothing he can do to undermine our independence.
Crime in South Africa is a serious issue, but it's not about race. It's tied to deeper social and economic challenges. Let's talk about what Malema and the EFF are really focused on.
There is no believable program to grow the economy and to create jobs, and that's why they wanted to go for a shortcut, which to them was automatically VAT. This is an austerity budget, because even where they said we were going to put so much, then worry.
This stance has made Malema a polarizing figure both in South Africa and abroad, but it's also why his speeches are often cherry-picked to fit narratives like the one Trump pushed for. South Africa does face significant crime challenges. Homicides, robberies and violent crime are real issues, but President Cyril Ramaphosa has consistently said these aren't racially motivated. They are part of broader systematic problems like poverty and inequality that affect all South Africans. This perspective is crucial to understanding why the white genocide narrative doesn't hold up. And it's not just Ramaphosa saying this. South African billionaire Johan Rupert, a prominent business leader, also dismissed the genocide claims as unfounded. Like Ramaphosa, he has pointed to the need for solutions to the South Africa's economic and social challenges, not divisive rhetoric. Their unified stance shows how this narrative has been rejected at the highest levels. But the fact that Trump brought this up in a diplomatic meeting shows how global this debate has become and how Malema's voice carries far beyond South Africa. This clash between Malema and Trump isn't just a spicy political feud, it's a reminder of how misinformation can cross border and fuel division. Malema's unapologetic push for land reform and his defiance against global critics like Trump highlight the complexities of South Africa's journey towards justice and equality. As the world watches, one thing is clear: this conversation is far from over. What do you think about this controversy? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. For Maisha TV, I'm William Juma.